Can you confirm? Good morning, everybody. Can you confirm me the sound is okay for you, please? Okay, perfect. Hope you had a great weekend. And I think we will have a very, very interesting week today. I mean, this week, of course. So for two reasons, the place where we are now and all the things that will happen this week with the ECB. It's nice because we are now live, and at the same time, we see Euro USD that is coming back to backtest the famous bottom of this consolidation, which has been our focus since the several last days. So let me show that again. Okay, so I have it here. I don't need to copy anything. This is what I did last week, if you remember well, on the last update. So I was saying there was two options, or we could fly from here, or we could look for this 76.40 fib here, which is still what I think could happen. But the other option that I didn't post last week, of course, would be a phase breakout under this consolidation before we fly from it. I think it's still possible we go there, but this move this morning, at the time it happens, and inside the bank holiday, Canada-US day, could be suspicious. So I was hoping this morning to see this move up to there. That would have been really great, with a phase breakout, a long week, and then a bounce from there. That's what I would have liked to see, but it didn't happen yet. So time-wise, we have had, if we look on a 1 hour, on a 4 hour candle, you see it could very well end with, you still have 2 hour 38 before this close here, and it could very well end as a phase break, which would be a stop hunt, even if we go till there. That's what I think would happen. If you remember, for the one who follows it, I have been saying that I think it was last week, I said after this consolidation, we usually, or I wrote it on Twitter, what we like to see is a spike down and then a move up. So that can be a bottom structure when you have consolidation like this, a spike under it that looks for a level or something like that, and then a bounce from it. So that's where we are now. If we look now at the weekly close, it's important to look at this because, of course, we had a week close, a month close, and everything. So I can take out those two things here. So where was the weekly close? The last week close was here. So this is, this is this week, 5th of September. So this is last week. So last week, you see, we went to the top of the consolidation, from the bottom to the top of this consolidation. That's exactly what we did last week, from the bottom to the top. Now we open the week here. We have a small price gap that I will just show a little in a few minutes, but we have a small gap on the open of this week. So we close the week above this 78.6, which is still interesting because we didn't close a week under it, and I think we could never do it. We could just spike there intra-week and then bounce from it. Concerning the price gap I just spoke about, we can see it here, it's there, but we will see it better on a 1 hour chart. So it's right there. So that's the gap we had on the open today. So the first very, very important level here is the 78.6 fib. And you see we are right now going to try to retest it. Let me bank some pips there, plus 22. Okay. So we have some, I need just one second, please, because I am trading at the same time, which is not always easy. So I think this morning many were thinking. I don't know if you have any thought. You can let me know on the chat room. What was your thinking this morning when you saw this big move? Were you thinking, like I think most of the retail market was thinking, okay, we are crashing or something like that. So I think most of the market has been thinking like this, and that's what market wants us to do. And that's not what I'm doing, because, as you know, I have this view, and that won't change, as I said, just with a small intraday move, even if we look lower, even if we break that, due to the setup we have. So now we are right now retesting this thing. So that's why I banked a little bit more, but I don't want to bank too much, because I want to run some. I want to run some on the upside if possible. So I'm still thinking this week could be very important, because we could well see a bottom on this move, or a top on the Dixie. Why? Because from the date point of view, we are at the end of we will be this week at the end of the first complete week of September. And if you look left on your chart, you will see a lot of summer moves. It's not only a summer move what we had, but we had an acceleration on the summer. So when we have acceleration on summer moves, we often see those moves ending around the middle end of the first complete week of September. So that can be before the end of this week, or in the next day of next week, on the first day of next week. But that's very important to look at weekly support. Okay, great for that short. I'm not willing to short now, as you know, and that's that's only my I think you made a mistake, because 96 we didn't saw it yet, but I think it's 98.87 or something like that, or 99.87. I don't know what you wrote. Anyway, so we are here now. We have the end of week. That will be an important date inside the summer and end of summertime. The market will come back to regular volumes. So that's something very, very important to keep an eye on. So this phase breakout could be confirmed later. We have London open in about 30 minutes. So from now to London, we could very well see a break up here, very, very well. I'm not changing anything in my view, as you know. So if we look at this price gap now, you have the top of this gap here. We have this bottom here, so we can draw this one. I prefer to draw it on a 1 hour, by the way. So we have this one here. The top of the candle is there. We could look up to there. So I mean, this area here will be important to look at, because when price would come there, we could just only fill the gap, then come back to this support, and from there will be the big thing. Well, the big thing for today or for now. So, or we would come back here and bounce from it after testing either these body lows here, okay, either this here, this line, I will draw it for you, this spike top there, okay? So that's what we can see this in the next minutes or hour. That's something we could well see. So we are looking at this area to see what's going to happen after we would break up this consolidation. So now we will have the big battle. Everybody will be selling here, because that's a typical break. So when you have that kind of break, everybody is selling what we call a breakout, and you know that as well as I do. So look, this is a typical breakout retest. If we come back lower here, then we would probably look to this one, and from there we would retest it and probably break it up. That's what I'm looking at. So, or we can just break it now on the London Open or before the London Open or just after the London Open with the time channel, you know all that. I don't need to explain it again. Okay. So I'm staying long, as you know. I'm not looking to short anything at this level on the Euro USD, not at all. That's my that's what I do. Shorting here can be paid very well in a quick short or in a scalp short, but I really think there is something to happen and we'll go on the upside, and that's the side I will trade at these levels here. That's what I will trade. If we look at the other charts, it's interesting to look at the DXY because we have at the same time this morning, we have touched the 78.6 fib here. So that's when I went long Euro USD for the last time. And I think it's interesting. Of course, we have the same gap here to be filled, which will be later. But this touch here is very interesting that it happened. We'll look now, we are here at the weekly close. And you see, we close the week under, and that's very nice, under the 100% extension of the monthly ABC up. I don't know why it's not fully black, this one. Okay, let me put it black, it's clear. So this is the 100%, you have it here, the 100% ABC up. So after this one, we would look for the 272, which is there at 115,628, but we are not there yet. And we would need to see a pullback before breaking at this level because price is really looking in exhaustion now, and the momentum, same thing. So it's important because the weekly close was under it. We just spiked probably this morning to this level or a little bit higher later. This is the intra-week ABC up. So I think this week could very well close back under this 100% extension of this monthly ABC up. Okay. The other chart is the same. We have very light chart there. And what is interesting to see too is that this gap is right on this 100% extension that we have been speaking about for the last minutes. So it's very important area. We will have the same gap here. We can draw it quickly there. Let me take out this thing. So we can draw this gap here. It's there. So that's something important to look at. Same thing between the close and the open of the week. That's not a hourly chart. So let me draw it on the hourly, but it looks it's the same. Yes, we had the last candle here. So that's where we should at least come back to. But if we come back there on the bottom of this price gap, then we would be back under the 100% extension. So that's the level we need to look at. Concerning this, you see last week I posted this. It was a B because there was an A somewhere. So it was the B+++ resistance on DXY, and that's where we are pulling back now. So nothing surprising here. It was something we have been waiting for. And we are still, if we look a little bit on a bigger time frame charts, just to refresh minds in the beginning of this week. So we broke this big daily trend, this nice daily trend line here. We came back to test once, twice, then we broke through another trend line here. That's a typical thing that happens when we are not far from posting a top or a bottom on any side. So we broke the second one. We are looking a little bit higher each time. It was just a double top here. We are looking a little bit higher each time, but the energy is much less because you see each time we post a new high, it's a little bit a new high. It's not a big new high. So that's telling us the momentum. That's confirming us the momentum is reducing because we cannot post really very, very big new highs or new lows on Euro USD. By the way, on Euro USD, we didn't post any new lows since the last 3 or 4 new highs on Dixie. So we have a clear, very clear divergence. And even if we spiked under it today with this move, we didn't really post new lows inside all that consolidation while Dixie was posting new highs. So that's something important to keep in mind, because even if we have this move now, even if we went under this consolidation, and even if we go there, we could very well close above it, and that would come from on the volume on the daily or something. We would not have lower daily candles, body daily candles, which would means that would confirm this divergence, and that would be that would give a lot of energy for the Euro USD on the upside. So if you have any question, let me know. You know what I am doing. You know what we are looking at as a level. This area is very, very important. We have it on all our charts. Here it's the same thing. You see we are now pulling back again from this 78.6 fib that was the bottom of that consolidation. So we have the sellers here, which is absolutely normal because they sell the back test of the break point of this consolidation. So they are selling it. So either we can go lower here, either we can just stop here and on the London Open break back above inside this consolidation. The big thing we are looking at is this area, but that has been, I think, for the last months, one of the target, even more because it's pinned inside my my Twitter feed. I think I pinned it in a long time ago. I don't remember when. Let me check that. It was pinned the 17th of August. So you can see it on the Twitter feed. The pinned tweet is the one of the 17th of August. So if you have any question, feel free to ask now. You will see, if you didn't already, that you can't anymore ask anything inside the Twitter feed. I had too many questions that was taking me a lot of time to answer, and most of the time for nothing, because many people are just, asking things that has already been discussed inside this update or the updates, the daily updates. So now there is no more reply to do on any tweet. That's not that's not no more possible on the Twitter feed. So any question has to be done here inside the chat. And now what is important to look at, we have the London Open in about 20 minutes. So we will look at what happens here. If we can break under it, thank you, waiting for buy. Yeah, you can wait when you want. I wait to have a setup and a level. So each time I make perhaps only 15 pips, I can make 20, 40, 50, whatever. I don't mind, but I don't want to miss that move. So I take it whenever I can with my level, but everybody does what he wants, of course. And that's not because you listen here, you're participating to the updates that you need to follow what I say. That's not at all the purpose of that thing. The purpose is just to exchange view and to make things a little bit clearer inside these updates with some deeper, let's say, information or explication of why and what we are looking at. Okay, so have a nice day, a nice session today, and I hope you will have great trade, and you will for sure have great trade. And we spoke each other later today if there is anything happening. If not, it will be tomorrow.